I think patience is a good word in general for this film. You know, we live in a world that, you know, we lack patience because we're taught for everything, we're stimulated so much in this film. And the novella is written about a character at a time when life was stiller and more quiet and less fast-paced. But in terms of my own patience with it, I normally don't have the time to read for pleasure. I'm a slow reader, and when I read for work, I like to really take the time to absorb the script, and it means that I don't really get to read many books. But I've been given the book or the novella as a wrap gift on a movie. And
which movie?
My brain is full of potholes, but I'm pretty certain it was when I finished Boy Erased.
Okay.
And so I had then picked up the book just thinking, let's read a handful of pages, and I loved it. And I had then inquired after the rights. And of course they were taken, and you know, I was disappointed, but because I had thought maybe this is something that I could develop.
Did you think of being in it at this point? You developed films as a producer, as a director before. Was that already part of your mind?
I had never really thought much about whether I was ready to, you know, I directed 2 movies and I'd been in them, but only for like, you know, a quarter of the movie. Like I played a supporting character in both of my films. So I always thought one day could I do what Bradley or, you know, Ben Affleck had done and direct myself at the center of the movie, and I never thought I was ready for that. But I think when I read the book, I had imagined what it would be like to direct the film or adapt it to start with, and it was taken, so I put it out of my mind. And then Clint reached out to me a few years ago, and it felt to me like it was in the universe or something. You know, I'm pretty cynical about esoteric things, but it's like, wow, I wonder if they know that I, you know, was so taken with this. And it felt a little bit too good to be true. And I knew that it was a difficult book to adapt because it spans many decades and it jumps around and it has a kind of a sort of a dreamlike aspects of it.
Yeah, there's plot to it, but it's so internal and it's so kind of about everything in the world, not just one story, you know?
Yeah, and we had a conversation and I loved his first film and I thought his adaptation was amazing, and then it felt like this is really special. And then in terms of the next phase of Patience was we were set to make the film, and then the Hollywood strike came along, and we were set to make it during a transition from fall to winter for the, you know, to have a bit of snow and not a bit of snow. And then we got thwarted. And then I was like, this is so special, this story to me. And when I had read the book 8 or whatever years ago, I wasn't a father.
Yeah. And
then I become a father. And I get that aspect of loss in the story, not to get ahead of myself, it so lives inside of me now. My kids are fine, but there was times along the way, especially around the birth of my kids, where it was like, oh, what if they don't make it into the world? And so then the book took on a different charge to me, and so the prospect of playing Robert felt like that patience, or, you know, it all came together at the right time for the right reason.